Chapter 1. The Morning Mindset of a Winner Extended Version. Every morning you are given the same gift. The gift of a clean page, the gift of a new beginning. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow hasn't arrived, and what you decide to think and do in these first moments will echo through your entire day. Most people waste this power. They open their eyes, sigh, and think, another day of work. Another bill to pay, another problem to fight, and in that very instant their subconscious locks in defeat. Napoleon Hill warned us, every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. In other words, the first thoughts of your morning are the architects of your destiny. Think about it. When your mind wakes up, it acts like wet cement. Soft, impressionable. Whatever you press into it in those first minutes will harden into the foundation of your day. If your first thought is fear, fear will shape the day. If your first thought is anger, anger will guide your actions. But if your first thought is vision, gratitude, strength, then your day is already won. Great leaders understood this. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote every morning in his journal to prepare his mind for the battles of the day. He reminded himself of who he wanted to be before the world could decide for him. Napoleon Hill practiced something similar. He called it autosuggestion, speaking to the subconscious with intention, programming it with commands of faith and purpose. You don't need hours for this. You need only a few deliberate minutes. Picture this. You wake up. The room is still quiet. The world has not yet demanded anything from you. In that silence, you tell yourself three truths. I am grateful. I have a purpose. I will win today. These words are not empty affirmations. They are mental commands. Signals to your subconscious. This is the reality I choose. Why is morning the key? Because your brain, right after sleep, operates in alpha waves. This is the gateway to the subconscious, the same state used in hypnosis, the same state where visualization rewires the nervous system. If you fill your mind in this state with negativity, you are hypnotizing yourself into failure. But if you fill it with power, clarity, and faith, you are hypnotizing yourself into success. Consider to man. Both wake up at 6 a.m. One rolls over, grabs his phone, scrolls through bad news and complaints online. He has already surrendered his mind to the world. The other sits up, breathes deeply, and repeats his vision for life. He is not waiting for the world. He is programming the world inside himself. Which one do you think will succeed? Here as a challenge. For the next 30 mornings, before you touch your phone, before you speak to anyone, take 2 minutes for this ritual. Name 3 things you are grateful for. Gratitude resets your state. It tells your mind, I already have wealth in my life. Declare one action you will take today to move closer to your vision. Not 10, not 20. 1. Do it, and you win the day. Speak to yourself as if you already are the person you want to become. Not I hope, not someday, but I am, because the subconscious doesn't care if it asks true or not. It simply obeys the orders it receives. Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But notice the sequence. Conceive, believe, achieve. Morning is where you conceive the image. Morning is where you build belief, and the rest of the day is simply execution. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, ask yourself this. Will I let the world program me? Or will I program myself? The answer to that question is the difference between mediocrity and greatness, between drifting through life and steering it. Every morning is a battlefield. Most people walk onto it unarmed, but not you. You will enter prepared, with gratitude as your shield, with purpose as your sword, and with victory already written in your mind. Chapter 2. Discipline of the body. The mind is the commander, but the body is the army, and every morning you decide whether your army will obey or betray you. Most people treat their body like a slave they can abuse. Sleepless nights, junk food, laziness. And then they wonder why the mind feels weak, why motivation fades, why the spirit collapses. Napoleon Hill was clear. Self-discipline begins with mastery of your thoughts. If you do not control your thoughts, you cannot control your needs. But here's the hidden truth. Your thoughts are chained to your body. If the body is weak, the mind follows. If the body is sharp, the mind obeys. That is why every morning must begin with discipline of the body. The first battle, movement. Think of a warrior sharpening his sword at dawn. Your body is that sword, and the first battle of the day is to move it with power. It doesn't matter if you run 10 miles or stretch for 10 minutes. What matters is the signal you send. I control this body. I command this vessel. I am in charge. When you sweat in the morning, you ignite your nervous system. You tell your brain, we are alive, we are strong, we are ready. And science confirms it. Exercise releases endorphins, primes the brain for focus, and raises your energy. The Stoics practiced physical hardship for the same reason. Seneca would expose himself to the cold. Epictetus advised training the body to endure discomfort. Why? Because pain endured by choice turns into power, the cold ritual water. Cold, unforgiving. When you face it in the morning, you face resistance itself. Most people shrink. They beg for comfort. But not you. You step into the cold and say, if I can conquer this, I can conquer anything. A cold shower, or even splashing cold water on your face, is not about hygiene. It's about domination. Domination of the flesh, so the spirit can lead. Food as fuel. What do most people do? They poison themselves first thing in the morning. Sugar, processed junk, heavy meals that crush energy. And then they wonder why they feel tired by noon. Remember this. Food is fuel. The wrong fuel destroys the engine. The right fuel makes it unstoppable. If you want clarity, focus, and drive, start light. Water, fruits, protein, clean energy that feeds the machine instead of choking it. Napoleon Hill said, a man without self-control is like a ship without a rudder. Your food is one of those rudders. Either you steer it or it steers you. Breath and spirit. There is one more weapon, often forgotten, the breath. Take a deep breath right now. Fill your lungs. Hold. Exhale slowly. Feel that wave of calm and power. Breath is life, and yet most live like they are suffocating, shallow and rushed. In the morning, take time to breathe, deeply, consciously. This single act lowers stress, sharpens focus, and connects mind and body. The Stoics knew this. Warriors knew this. Monks knew this. Only modern men have forgotten. But you will remember the morning warrior code. So what does discipline of the body look like in practice? Move, push-ups, squats, stretch, run. Doesn't matter how, just move. Show the body you are in command. Face discomfort, cold water, cold air, something that tells your body, I choose difficulty. Fuel wisely, no poison. No junk, only fuel that powers your mission. Breathe with intention. 3 deep breaths, eyes closed. The signal, I am present, I am alive, I am ready. This is not about fitness, this is about identity. When you discipline the body in the morning, you remind yourself, I am not a slave to comfort. I am a warrior of purpose, and that energy carries into everything else. Your business, your relationships, your decisions. The body obeys. The mind sharpens. The spirit rises. The contrast picture to man again. The first wakes up, slouches to the kitchen, fills his stomach with sugar, and stares at his phone. He is defeated before the battle even starts. The second wakes up, moves his body, conquers the cold, fuels with purpose, breathes with power. He has already won, before the world has even opened its eyes. Which one will you be? Closing strike. Remember, every morning is a battlefield, and the body is the first soldier you must command. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Discipline gives you power over your own life. Without it, you are at the mercy of circumstances. So when the alarm rings tomorrow, don't roll over. Don't beg for comfort. Stand up. Move. Breathe. Conquer. Because discipline of the body is not just about the body. It is about proving to yourself, before the day even begins, that you are already victorious." Chapter 3. The inner dialogue. The most dangerous voice you will ever hear is not the voice of critics, not the insults of enemies, not even the doubts of your family or friends. The most dangerous voice is your own, the whisper in your head, the dialogue that runs every morning, every hour, every night. Napoleon Hill called it the silent partner, the constant stream of thought that either builds your success or destroys it from within. The enemy within. Think of this. If a stranger walked up to you every morning and said, "You ray weak, you fail, you don't deserve success, you fight him, you chase him away," but when the same words come from inside your own head, you listen, and you obey. That is how most people live, slaves not to the world but to their own inner voice of defeat. The mind repeats, "You ray tired, you can't do this, you ray not enough," and day by day, these whispers carve reality. Napoleon Hill warned us, "You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, because you have the power to control your thoughts." But here's the catch. If you don't take control of your inner dialogue, someone else will. The media will. Society will. Your fears will. The power of command. Here is the truth. Your subconscious is always listening. Every word you think is a command, and the subconscious does not argue. It obeys. When you repeat, "I can," your subconscious says, "As you wish." When you repeat, "I am strong," it answers, "Yes, you are." The inner dialogue is not just chatter. It is programming. It is hypnosis. It is the code of your destiny. So ask yourself, what code are you writing every morning to dialogues, to lives picture to man again? The first wakes up and whispers to himself, "This day will be hard. I am tired. I hate my job." He carries that poison in his bloodstream all day. Every action is slower. Every choice is weaker. The second wakes up and commands, "This is my day. I am alive. I will dominate my mission." He walks with fire. His energy infects others. His results multiply. To man, same world, different dialogue. Different lives, rewriting the voice. So how do you change your inner dialogue? Catch the whisper. The first step is awareness. Notice the moment your inner voice says something weak. Don't let it slip. Challenge the lie. When your mind says, "I can't," answer, "Watch me." When it says, "I am not enough," reply, "I am more than enough." Replace with command. Write down 3 phrases that reflect the identity you want. Example, "I am disciplined. I am focused. I am unbreakable." Repeat them every morning until they burn into your subconscious. This is not childish affirmation. This is psychological warfare. And you are the general. The Stoic echo the Stoics practiced this centuries before Napoleon Hill. Marcus Aurelius began his day with reminders. You will meet liars. You will meet selfish men. But you will not be like them. This was his inner dialogue. A shield against the chaos of the empire. You must do the same. Not hope, not wish, command. The mirror ritual here as a practice that will change your mornings forever. Stand before a mirror. Look into your own eyes. Speak aloud the words you want your subconscious to obey. At first it will feel strange, awkward. But remember, soldiers drill their commands every day. You are drilling your mind. Say it with force. I am the master of my fate. I am disciplined. I am destined for victory. The mirror doesn't lie. And when you face yourself every morning with power, the weak voice has no place left to hide. The shift understand this. You cannot silence the inner voice completely. It will always whisper, but you can decide what language it speaks. Will it be the language of fear, or the language of strength? Most men never learn to control this dialogue, and so they live and die as prisoners of their own thoughts. But you will rise. You will program your voice like a weapon. You will command it every morning until it obeys without resistance. Closing strike. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Man is what he believes himself to be." And belief is born from dialogue. So tomorrow morning when the whisper begins, don't let it poison you. Don't let it chain you. Take control. Because the greatest enemy is not outside you. It is inside you. And once you master the inner voice, no outer voice can ever defeat you. Chapter 4. The power of silence every morning, before the world wakes up, before the noise of phones, traffic, and demands. There is a moment of silence, a moment when the universe whispers, but only the disciplined hear it. Most people are terrified of silence. They rush to fill it with music, with messages, with distraction. Why? Because silence confronts you with yourself, and most are too weak to face their own soul. But winners, warriors, creators, they know. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is energy. Silence is power. Napoleon Hill revealed a strange habit. He called it the invisible counselors. Every night, and often in the morning, he would sit in silence and imagine himself surrounded by great men, Lincoln, Edison, Carnegie. He would ask them questions, and in that silence, answers would come. Was it imagination, or was it the subconscious opening its vault of wisdom? It doesn't matter. What matters is this. The answers were real. The guidance was real. The results were undeniable. The hidden dimension of morning silence. When you sit in silence after waking, your brain is still in alpha-theta waves. It is half dreaming, half awake. This is the door to creativity, to intuition, to your subconscious. If you rush past this door with noise, you lose it. If you enter it with discipline, you gain insights no book, no teacher, no mentor can ever give you. This is why monks meditate. This is why Stoics journal. This is why inventors retreat into solitude. Because silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of self. The modern disease look around. People wake up and instantly drown themselves in noise. Notifications, news, social media, the voice of everyone else except their own. They fear silence because silence reveals truth, that they are drifting, that they are weak, that they are lying to themselves. But you are not like them. You will embrace silence as your ally. You will use it as a weapon. Practical rituals of morning silence, the silent minute, the very first thing after waking. Sit in stillness for 60 seconds. Breathe deeply. Listen to the silence. Do not judge thoughts. Do not chase them. Just let them rise and fall. This 1 minute cleanses your mental slate. The counselor exercise. Imagine yourself surrounded by great mentors. Napoleon Hill, Marcus Aurelius, or anyone you admire. Ask them a question about your life in silence. Listen for the answer. Often, the answer comes not as a voice but as a knowing. The vision replay in silence. Replay the image of your future as if it is already real. See it, feel it, walk inside it. Let your subconscious accept it as truth. The journal of stillness after silence. Write down the first thoughts, images, or feelings. These are the whispers of the subconscious. They fade quickly if not captured. The warrior of silence understands this. Silence is not weakness. It is not passivity. It is preparation. A lion is silent before it strikes. A warrior is silent before battle. A master is silent before teaching. Your silence each morning is the coiling of the spring. It is the sharpening of the blade. It is the gathering of unseen power. The contrast to people wake up. The first floods his mind with noise, messages, arguments, distractions. His mind is a battlefield of chaos before he even leaves the bed. The second sits in silence, breathes, listens, writes. His mind is a fortress before the day even begins. Guess which one will bend circumstances to his will. Closing strike. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it." And silence is where you prepare the showing. Silence is where the seed of greatness is planted. So tomorrow morning, before you grab the phone, before you open your mouth, before you let the world in, sit in silence. Breathe, listen, because in the stillness of silence you will hear the roar of your destiny. Chapter 5. Action over words. You can think like a winner. You can discipline your body. You can master your inner voice. You can sit in silence. But none of it matters if you do not act. Napoleon Hill said, "Action is the real measure of intelligence. Words inspire, thoughts prepare, but only action transforms reality." The illusion of preparation. Most people are trapped in endless preparation. They read books, they listen to podcasts, they talk about change. But when the moment to move comes, they hesitate. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for more clarity. They wait and life passes. Here's the brutal truth. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect clarity. There is only now. Action is the bridge between imagination and reality. Without it, your vision is just a dream. With it, your dream becomes inevitable. The first strike of the day. This is why mornings are sacred. Because what you do first sets the tone for all that follows. If you begin with distraction, the day dissolves into noise. If you begin with action, the day becomes a battlefield already half won. The rule is simple. Do the most important thing first. Not the easiest, not the most comfortable, the most important. This is the one domino effect. Knock down the biggest piece, and the smaller ones fall naturally. History of first action. Thomas Edison woke early and began experiments while others slept. He believed momentum created inspiration, not the other way around. Rockefeller handled his hardest business matters in the morning when his energy was sharpest. Even Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you rise unwillingly, let this thought be before you, I am rising to do the work of a human being." The greats didn't wait for motivation. They acted, and through action, motivation appeared. Why words are not enough. Think of all the promises people make to themselves. I'll start working out. I'll write that book. I'll launch my business. but days turn into weeks, weeks into years. The book is never written, the business never launched, the body never transformed. Why? Because words are easy, action is hard. But here's the paradox. Once you act, the hard becomes easy. It is the not acting that makes life unbearable. The morning action code identify the vital task. Every evening, write down the one action that matters most tomorrow. Attack it first, before messages, before distractions, before anything else. Finish, no matter what. Completion builds momentum, momentum builds power. Repeat daily. Success is not one massive act, it is small victories, repeated relentlessly. The pain of inaction consider to man again. The first wakes, thinks, plans but delays. He talks about his goals, but his actions betray him. He drifts into mediocrity. The second wakes, acts, and moves the needle. Even a small step, but taken daily, builds into an empire. Which life will you choose? Stoic strike Epictetus taught. Dante explain your philosophy. Embody it. Dante say you are disciplined. Show it. Dante claim you are focused. Prove it. Dante speak of success. Act it into existence. Closing strike, remember this law. Your mind believes what your actions prove. If your words and your actions disagree, your subconscious will side with action. If you say, I am strong, but act weakly, you program weakness. If you say nothing, but act with power, you program strength. Napoleon Hill wrote, tell the world what you intend to do. But first show it, so tomorrow morning don't just think, don't just speak, act, because the world does not remember what you planned, it remembers what you did. Chapter 6. The energy of success. You can have the greatest vision, the strongest discipline, the most powerful inner voice. But without energy you are nothing. Energy is the currency of life, not money, not time, energy, because time without energy is wasted, and money without energy cannot be used. Napoleon Hill hinted at this truth. Success belongs to the man who can sustain focus, passion, and effort longer than anyone else. That requires energy, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. The law of energy. Think of life as a battlefield. The soldiers with the most endurance win. Not the ones with the fanciest weapons. Not the ones with the loudest words. The ones who can keep fighting when everyone else is exhausted. So ask yourself, how do you create, protect, and multiply your energy? Source 1. Sleep. The forgotten weapon. Most people treat sleep as weakness. They cut hours to chase productivity. But science and history prove the opposite. Great generals, creators, and leaders valued rest because rest is repair. Rest is strategy. When you sleep deeply, your brain cleans itself, your body heals, your spirit resets. When you cut sleep, you start the day already defeated. Make sleep sacred. A warrior sharpens his sword before battle. You sharpen your mind by resting it. Source 2. Water. The flow of power. Before coffee, before food. Drink water. Your body is electricity, and water is its conductor. Dehydration is weakness disguised as laziness. Energy, focus, and clarity all rise when your body is hydrated. Source 3. Movement. The ignition. Energy is motion. If you want more, move more. The paradox. Laziness makes you tired. Action gives you energy. A short walk, a stretch, even 5 push-ups, and your brain sparks awake. Your blood flows. Your cells ignite. Morning movement is not just about strength. It is about fueling the day with energy. Source 4. Food as fire. Most people poison themselves in the morning. Sugar bombs, heavy meals, junk fuel, and then they crash. By noon they are exhausted. Treat food as fire. Too little, the flame dies. Too much, the flame smothers. The right fuel, clean, balanced, intentional, and the flame burns strong all day. Napoleon Hill taught that self-control is the foundation of success. Control what enters your body, and you control your energy. Source 5. Mind. The battery your thoughts drain or charge your energy. A negative thought is like a leak in the battery. It drains quietly but constantly. Worry, fear, doubt, they bleed your strength before you act. But gratitude, purpose, faith, they charge you. They fill the battery. They create energy where none seemed possible. Source 6. Environment. The atmosphere. Step into a toxic environment and you feel it. Complaining coworkers, negative family, chaotic noise. Your energy collapses. Step into a place of order, light, and strength, and you feel different. The environment either steals your energy or multiplies it. That's why you must control your morning space. Keep it clean. Keep it quiet. Keep it sacred. This is your charging station. The energy ritual. So what does the energy of success look like in practice? Protect sleep. Go to bed early. Rise with strength, not exhaustion. Hydrate first. A glass of water before anything else. Move the body. 5-10 minutes minimum. Sweat if you can. Eat like a warrior. Fuel. Daunty poison. Clean. Light. Powerful. Charge the mind. Gratitude. Vision. Silence. Purpose. Guard your environment. Daunty, let the noise of the world steal your morning. The contrast to people again. The first drags himself out of bed after 5 hours of sleep. Gulps down sugar and caffeine, stares into chaos, and wonders why he feels weak. The second wakes rested, drinks water, breathes deeply, fuels wisely, and enters the day with fire in his eyes. Same world, different energy, different destiny. The closing strike. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Self-discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts. But mastery of thoughts is impossible without mastery of energy. Energy is the foundation of discipline. Energy is the foundation of action. Energy is the foundation of success. So tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, protect your energy. Charge your energy. Multiply your energy. Because success does not go to the man who starts strongest. It goes to the man who has the energy to finish." Chapter 7. The Forging of Character. Every morning you face two choices, comfort or character. Comfort is easy, warm bed, warm shower, easy food. But comfort never made a warrior. Comfort never built an empire. Comfort never forged greatness. Character is different. Character is born in fire. Character is born in trial. Character is born when you do the hard thing, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle." Struggle is not the enemy. Struggle is the forge of morning. The morning is the perfect battlefield for character. Why? Because it is the first fight of the day. And how you fight the first battle is how you fight them all. When the alarm rings, character whispers, "Get up." Comfort whispers, "5 more minutes." When the water runs cold, character says, "Face it." Comfort says, "Stay warm." When the workout burns, character says, "Push." Comfort says, "Stop." The one you obey in the morning is the one you obey in life. The Stoic test. The Stoics trained this truth centuries ago. They deliberately sought discomfort. They walked in the cold without cloaks. They ate plain bread when they could afford feasts. Why? To remind themselves, I am stronger than circumstance. Discomfort was not punishment. It was practice. Practice for the storms of life, because storms always come. Small hard things you don't need to climb mountains every morning. You need only small victories over comfort. Wake up when the alarm rings. Step into the cold shower. Do 10 push-ups when your body says no. Skip the junk food screaming your name. Each act is a hammer strike. Each strike forges the steel of your character. Do enough strikes, and soon nothing can bend you. The identity of fire, understand this. Every time you choose discomfort, you are not just doing a task. You are sculpting identity. When you run in the rain, you tell yourself, I am the man who does not quit. When you hold the plank another 30 seconds, you say, I am the man who endures. When you face the cold shower, you declare, I am the man who conquers fear. Identity is not built in words. Identity is built in fire. The two men picture them again. One man obeys comfort. He sleeps in, avoids pain, escapes hardship. He is soft. He is fragile. Life will break him. The other man seeks trial. He trains his will every morning. He is strong. He is unshakable. Life bends around him. Which man will you be? The ritual of forging. Choose one discomfort. Every morning, pick one challenge. Wake earlier. Take the cold. Do the workout. Embrace the pain. Don't fight it. Feel it. Say to yourself, this is growth. Anchor the identity as you endure. Repeat, this is who I am. I am unbreakable. Increase gradually. Add more trials over time. More push-ups. Longer cold. Greater tests. Pain will not destroy you. It will reveal you. The diamond principle, coal and diamond are the same material. The difference is pressure. Coal avoids it. Diamond endures it. You were born as coal. Morning trials turn you into diamond. Closing strike Napoleon Hill wrote, you give before you get. You plant before you harvest. You suffer before you grow. So tomorrow morning, when comfort calls you back to sleep, when cold water bites your skin, when fatigue whispers enough smile. Because you know what it means. It means the forge is working. It means the steel is forming. It means your character is being carved, and character is destiny. Chapter 8. Faith and intention. There is a force stronger than talent, stronger than discipline, stronger than even action. That force is faith, and its weapon is intention. Napoleon Hill said it clearly. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Conceive, imagine, believe, have faith, achieve. Through action, but without faith the chain is broken. The invisible power. Faith is not religion. Faith is not blind hope. Faith is a state of certainty, a conviction so strong that reality bends to meet it. Most people live without faith. They drift, they hope, they wish, but their hearts whisper doubt. What if I fail? What if I am not enough? What if it doesn't work? And so, the subconscious listens and delivers exactly what they believe. Failure. Faith is not what if. Faith is it will be. Intention. The arrow of faith. Faith without direction is wasted. It is like fire without wood. It burns, but achieves nothing. Intention is the arrow. It gives faith a target. When you wake in the morning, faith tells you, I can. Intention tells you, this is what I will. Together they are unstoppable. The morning alignment. This is why mornings must include a ritual of faith and intention. Close your eyes. See your goal as already complete. not in the future, now. Feel it, own it, live inside it, then set intention. What is the step I take today to move closer? Faith gives you certainty. Intention gives you direction. One without the other is powerless. Together, they are destiny. The science of belief. Modern science confirms what Napoleon Hill taught decades ago. The brain does not distinguish vividly imagined reality from actual reality. Visualize success with emotion, and your brain wires itself to act as if it is already true. This is why elite athletes visualize victory before the game. Why entrepreneurs imagine deals before they sign them. Why warriors see themselves victorious before battle. Faith is the rehearsal. Intention is the strategy. Action is the execution. The to man again. Picture to man. The first awakes with doubt. He says, maybe I'll succeed, maybe not. Let us see. His day is built on send. Weak, shifting. The second wakes with faith. He says, I will succeed. It is already mine. Today I move closer. His day is built on stone, solid, immovable. Which one bends reality? The practice of faith and intention visualization every morning. Spend 3 minutes seeing your goal is already complete. Not wishing, seeing, feeling, living it. Declaration. Speak your faith aloud. Say, it is mine, it is done, I will not be denied. Intention. Write down the specific step you will take today to prove your faith. Action. Do it, no delay, no excuses. Faith without action is fantasy. Action without faith is struggle, but faith with intention, followed by action, is destiny. The fire of belief. The world is full of talented man who failed, disciplined man who burned out, hard-working man who remained poor. Why? Because they never believed with certainty. Napoleon Hill said, faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Not talent, not luck, faith. Faith creates an energy others can feel. People are drawn to it. Opportunities are magnetized to it, because the world bends for the man who truly believes. Closing strike. So tomorrow morning, when you rise, don't just move your body. Don't just clear your mind. Don't just plan your tasks. Set your faith, sharpen your intention. Say to yourself, I will succeed. It is already mine. Today I move with certainty. Because doubt kills dreams faster than failure ever will. But faith, armed with intention, turns dreams into reality. Chapter 9. The power of repetition. Greatness is not built in a single morning, not in a single workout, not in a single decision. Greatness is built in repetition. Napoleon Hill revealed the secret. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. One action can inspire, but repeated action rewires destiny. The law of the mind. Your brain is clay. Every thought, every action presses an imprint into it. Press it once, the mark is faint. Press it daily, the mark becomes permanent. This is why repetition is power. It carves identity into your subconscious. Think weak thoughts every morning, and soon you become weak. Take strong actions every morning, and soon you become strong. The mind doesn't care what you repeat. It only knows, this must be who I am. The myth of motivation. Most people wait for motivation. They say, when I feel ready, I'll act, but they misunderstand. Motivation does not create repetition. Repetition creates motivation. Do the action long enough, and your mind begins to crave it. Your body demands it. Your soul feels incomplete without it. That is the hidden reward of repetition. It turns discipline into desire. The morning ritual. This is why morning habits matter, because they are repeated daily, without excuse, without fail. 1 day of gratitude changes nothing. 30 days of gratitude changes everything. 1 day of action proves nothing. 1 year of daily action builds an empire. It is not what you do once. It is what you do always. The invisible compounding repetition is like interest in a bank account. Small deposits, made daily, grow into fortune. Miss 1 deposit, and nothing changes. Miss a year of deposits, and poverty appears. In the same way, 1 skipped morning does not ruin you. But skip enough, and you drift into mediocrity. Consistency compounds. Inconsistency collapses. The 2-man picture them again. The first wakes early once, takes action once, faces the cold once, but then he stops. He is inspired, but unchanged. The second wakes early every day, acts daily, faces discomfort daily. Over time, he just act differently. He becomes different. He becomes the kind of man success cannot ignore. The identity shift repetition is not about results. It is about identity. When you repeat discipline, you tell your subconscious, I am disciplined. When you repeat courage, you say, I am courageous. When you repeat gratitude, you declare, I am abundant. Identity is forged through repetition until it becomes automatic. Until you no longer try to be, you simply are. The Stoic principle. The Stoics understood this law. They journaled every morning and every night. They reminded themselves daily of mortality, of virtue, of focus, not once, not sometimes, every day. Because they knew, wisdom not repeated is wisdom forgotten. The repetition ritual. Choose your core habits. Gratitude, movement, silence, focus, action. Don't choose 20, choose 5. Repeat daily. Rain or shine, tired or rested, happy or angry. No excuses. Track the streak. Every checkmark is a victory. Every victory compounds. Guard the chain. If you miss 1 day, never miss 2. This ritual transforms discipline into destiny. The pain of inconsistency. Most people fail not because they lack strength, but because they lack consistency. They are warriors 1 day, slaves the next. Their subconscious never knows who they are, so it never obeys. Repetition tells the mind, this is who I am. This is forever. Closing strike. Napoleon Hill wrote, persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. Repetition is persistence in action. So tomorrow morning, and the morning after, and the one after that repeat. Repeat when it is boring. Repeat when it is painful. Repeat when no one is watching. Because 1 act may spark a flame, but only repetition builds a fire that will never die. Chapter 10. The hidden exam. Every morning you sit for an exam. There are no teachers, no classrooms, no papers. The exam is silent. The questions are invisible, but the results decide your destiny. Will you rise or remain the same? Will you lead or drift? Will you conquer or be conquered? Napoleon Hill warned, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. But only if you pass the exam. The questions of the morning. The exam begins the moment your eyes open. Will you control your thoughts, or let them control you? Will you move your body, or betray it with weakness? Will you command your inner voice, or be poisoned by it? Will you embrace silence, or drown in noise? Will you act, or delay? Will you guard your energy, or waste it? Will you choose character over comfort? Will you believe with faith, or doubt with fear? Will you repeat until you transform, or quit before results appear? Every answer is action, every action is graded, and every grade shapes your life. The truth of accountability: most people fail the exam because they think no one is watching. But someone is. Their own subconscious, their future self. Every time you choose comfort, the subconscious writes, "This man cannot be trusted." Every time you choose discipline, it writes, "This man is unstoppable." And one day, those notes decide whether you live as king or as prisoner. The two lives again, picture to man. The first sleeps in, reaches for the phone. Eats poison, delays action, wastes energy, chooses comfort, doubts himself, quits when it gets hard. He doesn't fail all at once, he fails daily, in silence. And mediocrity is his destiny. The second rises with purpose, commands his thoughts, strengthens his body, controls his dialogue, sits in silence, acts first, guards energy, embraces discomfort, believes with faith, repeats daily. He doesn't succeed all at once, he succeeds daily, in silence. And greatness is his destiny, to lives, to futures. One exam. Every morning, the warrior's oath. So what is the oath of the man who passes the exam? I will master my thoughts. I will discipline my body. I will command my voice. I will sit in silence. I will act first. I will protect my energy. I will embrace discomfort. I will believe without doubt. I will repeat until victory is permanent. This oath is not spoken once. It is spoken every day, in action. The closing strike Napoleon Hill wrote, "Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand. So tomorrow morning when the exam begins, remember this. There is no later. There is no someday. There is only now. Rise with purpose. Pass the exam. Live as the man you were meant to be, because every morning is Judgment Day, and the result is your life."